Welcome back. Yes, I know, 2 videos in 1 week, sort of, is crazy. Yeah, we're back again. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to get your first client and then lead on to your first 10 clients, your first 20 clients, and then carry on scaling your social media or creative or whatever agency you run. Cool stuff. The first very important thing that you guys do, essentially when you want to get your first client, I would avoid looking at niching down. I would have a look at what niches you sort of want to have a taste of, because I think whenever you first start out, you're not really going to know exactly what niche and what businesses you want to work with because you haven't really worked. So what I would do is look at a sort of array, maybe pick 3 top niches you guys want to work in. So whether that be restaurants, gyms, e-commerce. And then I would have a taste at these few different niches. I don't think you fully understand what niche you want to work in until you've done a fair bit. Like myself, we do restaurants and health and fitness. But we initially sort of started with restaurants. And then as we sort of grew on to things and things started to pivot and change, we then looked at doing gyms and health and fitness as well because opportunities arise. So have a taste of a few different niches. And then once you've sort of you understand the niche better, then you can specialize and move into that niche in a bit more detail. But I would go through your sort of local area, try staying local whenever you first start off, and look at making a Google sheet with listing sort of all potential prospects that you guys want to look into. I highly recommend using Monday.com as a sort of lead spreadsheet or a prospecting sheet. That's what we use primarily, and it's really, really worth its money of just sort of centralizing everything and putting it into one big bubble block, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and on to the next point, which is outreach. So the next step for you to getting your first client or getting your sort of next 10 clients really is through outreach and just volume. So I think you've made your list and now you really want to go out reaching out to these different businesses and getting in touch with them. The top tip really when you first start out, I highly recommend working for free. This is how we started out. This is how we got our first X amount of clients. We worked on a very, very low budget, low rate. They weren't the best of clients, but they got us into the game. So we were earning a little bit of money, covering our costs for the first few months, and being able to sort of get that experience in the game. Once we've sort of had some form of experience, then we can start charging. Because I think people preach the wrong thing, which is let's just turn up and with no experience and charge 1k, 2k a month. They won't close you. And if you're an amazing salesman and you do manage to actually close some clients, they will not stay with you for more than a month, 2 months. So I think you've got to have that A-level service in the background in order to get the credibility and then the actual, the guts to actually charge X amount and being able to provide a service which actually does help these businesses. Because what most people forget is that these are actual people behind these businesses. They've started from nothing or wherever they started from, and they've built this business up to a certain point, and they're paying you and trusting you to do a certain level of service. And if you have no experience or no credibility, you're going to do a shit job, simple as. So the best tip is to start with a sort of valuable offer, either a reduced price offer or work for free. Pick out these bigger businesses, do free work for them, get your portfolio absolutely rocking, and then look to sort of gain more credibility and move in the field of picking up new clients for a higher fee because they know you can do the work and you can provide a A-level service. So the actual method I use and we use within the business for outreach primarily is through building relationships on Instagram and Facebook through sort of, liking, tagging their posts, interacting with them on social media. And then we usually slide in the DMs either with a proposal or some form of value or offer that we can provide them. Okay, so DMs primarily work really good for us. I would avoid cold calling. I've been there, done that.
Okay, so hi Sean. Sorry, what was your name?
Unless you're a fantastic salesman or you actually have contacts, I would avoid it because you do come across a little bit cheap and a bit crap. Yeah, I would avoid that. I personally would advise you doing that. I would advise outreach methods such as social media, sliding in the DMs. People read it. You can find the owners on Facebook. You can message them on Facebook. It's actually a lot more simple than you think. So whenever you actually send these messages through your Instagram DMs, your Facebook, make sure that your profiles are nice and cleaned up. You don't want a disgusting looking feed. These clients are going to click on your profiles, they're going to have a look, and if it's filled with like delicious pictures of like client work, or even just really cool pictures of yourselves, hire a photographer, get somebody to follow you around, make the feed look fantastic, because first impressions count, and they're more than likely to take you seriously when you have a nice feed and a nice profile. Okay, so you've picked and flirted with a few niches, you've sent the DMs, you have some replies. I highly recommend you do, or you pick up about 3 clients, which are relatively decent, to get the ball rolling. Once you've done that and you've worked with these 3 clients for X amount of time, the trick then to scaling is simply volume, and you let the ball roll. You gain more experience, you gain more credibility through outreach, increase the volume, scale it, you nail down a procedure, and you hammer it home. Literally simple as that. You repeat the process and you baby step those prices up until you feel comfortable to charge X amount. With experience and more jobs that you do comes actual growth and credibility, an actual increase in your level to provide a good quality service. And also, when you send messages, don't be scared to message again, to do a double up messages, or even if they don't reply to you, send another message in a month's time. Just keep in their face, and if the quality of work matches the timing of themselves, they will pick you up like that. They will happily accept work from you guys once the time is right. So timing is a big important factor, and just don't be scared. Don't be scared to be persistent in your messaging, but don't be a pain in the ass. Okay, so that more or less covers it. Hopefully that helps you guys. Thank you very much. Cheers, appreciate you all. Thank you, peace.